So I come out this morning in rather misty weather. Had a bit of a plan for a bit of an adventure, but with the weather being so rotten, I didn't have the enthusiasm for jumping out of bed early, and so I just decided to come here for an hour instead. So my plan this morning, if I can, is to take a quick run down this with the wet fly, just to see, and then because there's only a wee wave on it, maybe to try a couple of floating things out there and see what they do. As you'll gather, I don't have much faith in the dry fly on the loch, or anywhere else for that matter, but it can't do any harm to give it a bash. So I've equipped myself with one of these, which is like one of these suspended buzzer type things, ugly sort of thing, but we'll see if it doesn't bring something up. And I've also put on a daddy long legs, again, just to see if it won't bring something up for me. I think the chances are pretty slim, but you never know. I just put the two on so I can go back to the wet fly again easily in a minute or two. Oh well, the dry fly isn't working too well either, but in saying that, there's nothing moving on the loch to either the wet fly or the dry fly, so I guess it's no surprise. It's very dour loch, it's often like that. But I think it's time for tea. Got the tea and the banana going again, and I think it's about my only hope. But what I've done, seeing as I've seen no fish rising or moving, I have, for the first time ever, I've put a sink tip on. In that I often use an intermediate tip, but I've never used anything that sinks. So this thing sinks at, I don't know, it's 3 inches a second or something. And I'm going to try it. I don't hold out much hope for it, I've got to say, because this is just a dour loch. It's just really hard to get fish out of. But we'll see how it goes. So the sink tip experiment's continuing, and I don't know whether I should cast it out and leave it a while to sink, or whether I should just retrieve it, or because all of these things are new to me. Because in the past I just fished a floater, and in recent years I've gone to the intermediate tip. But this is my first experiment with the sink tip. I suspect this loch gets pretty deep pretty fast on this side, so although there are a few big rocks on out a bit, I can probably afford to let it sink for a little while. So can you explain how such a big loch with obviously fish in it, and obviously reasonable numbers of fish in it, can just be so dour and dead? I mean, the fish surely must be feeding, and they can't give up feeding for weeks at a time. But honestly, I could bring you out here for a week and we could stand here all day every day and neither see nor move a fish, and it's just the way this loch is. So I'm going to take a walk over to this wee peninsula because the water off it's very deep, and I have never seen a fish off it. I've never moved a fish off it in nearly 30 years fishing here, but there must be fish there. I've just no idea how to get to them. So I'll try this sink tip, see if I can take the flies down a bit, if maybe that moves something. Somehow I don't think so. I think that'll do us for another day. Just time to walk back to the car.